Look at that beautiful Mugo pine. That's one plant and it's every bit, I would say, 12 foot across. Looking at it, you would think that it's growing on a mountain somewhere in Switzerland. But no, it's a landscape feature at our nursery. I will just go over and show you another one. So the one on the left is a single plant, and there's another one on the right hand side which is almost 12 foot across. Look at it. It's one plant. I'm often tempted to dig it up to make a bonsai, but it's a lovely landscape feature. So I'm just wondering, should I spoil it or not? Look at it. It blends with the landscape. It's part of the pond. And as I have so many bonsai, what should I do? This is a dilemma. I've been faced with this dilemma for more than, is it 29 years? I made this pond in 1990 or 91. So it's nearly 30 years I've had these plants there. And I've often wondered whether I should dig it up to make a cascade bonsai. Well, the decision is still to be made. Windy day, and you think that I'm collecting from the wild. You know, this great big pine, it's every bit about 10 to 12 feet across. It's a Mugo pine, and it's one of those rare pines that was given to me by a conifer collector. I'm not in the Swiss mountains or anywhere. I'm in my own garden, in case you think where I am. I have two of these. This is one of them, and the other one is here. Look at it. This is every bit 3 to 4 meters long. It is one tree. It is one tree. It's a creeping Mugo, and I was told that it is an extremely rare form of Mugo pine. I have other people come and collect science from it to do grafting onto Scots pine. So this is an invaluable tree when it comes to the provenance and using it as stock plants. Now it's very beautifully grown, and I planted this in 1991 when I made this pond, and it hasn't stopped growing. Every 2 years I have to cut it hard back because it produces shoots about 1 meter long each year. So the candles are already beginning to sprout, and I have often wondered whether I should dig it up and make it into a bonsai, because the trunk is very interesting. We will show you some of the trunks. The trunk is here. The trunk starts from here. There you are. And it cascades down. Cascades all the way down. But some of the cascading branches are so thick that they would be very difficult to make into a bonsai. So I've often toyed with the idea of making a bonsai, but then I've got so many bonsai. Should I be spending my time doing that or not? Or just letting this grow beautifully as a cascade tree? Or certainly give it a trim? So this is where I've got to make this very serious decision. By the way, I don't collect trees from the wild. When I was a young man in 1984, that was the last time I ever collected trees. And that's another story I might tell you one day. But I've been taken to sites in some of the forests in the UK where we have proper official permission to dig the trees, because the pines there are considered a weed, and they don't want the pines to become a forest because it spoils the heathland. So those are instances where if you're given official permission, then it's okay to take. But many of the stories I read of people digging from the Alps in Switzerland and Italy, I think that is tantamount to stealing. And I certainly don't think that is on. I have very strong views about it. When people take from the wild without permission, that is really tantamount to stealing. So let's get back to the subject in hand, and let's look at this particular tree, because this tree is ever so interesting. If I can just show you closer, underneath this tangle of branches, of course every year the pine needles don't get a chance even to fall out. Look at all the needles there. They just stay on the plant and they kill the lower branches there. So underneath this, almost like a tea cozy. Look at it. Look at all the needles. Look at all the needles. It is almost like a compost heap, so thick. But if you look at the insides, you will see some beautiful trunks. And I'm just going to prune some of those branches off. Let me get my pruners. So there are obviously some dead branches that I can safely remove. Many dead branches. Oh, that's a live one. Another dead one. This is growing in my rockery, so you can't even see the rocks. The plant has become so dense. So there you go. Can you see the trunk there? Look at that trunk. That is the trunk. And that goes cascading away. And where the hell it goes, I don't know. It certainly is a very vigorous tree. These are some of the live branches. If I don't want them to grow that long, I will cut some of them off. Some of these branches are kicking back on themselves. I've often thought of trying to air layer, but as you know, I've tried air layering pines for the last 30 years, but most pines don't seem to air layer. There is only one pine that air layers, and that is the one in Japan called Zuisho pine. And Zuisho is always produced by air layering. They don't grow well by any other way. So what I'm doing, almost inadvertently, I'm beginning to thin the tree to make it like a bonsai growing in the rockery, but probably I won't bite the bullet and take it out, because that would be too drastic, just too drastic for words. So this is just an ordinary tree or shrub pruning exercise. I hope my cameraman won't fall in the pond. Be careful. How do I know what to cut? Well, I don't. I'm just seeing an obvious nice trunk line and cutting it. No, I have a gut feeling nowadays. I could do it in my sleep. Let's show you how this tree will turn out just by skillful pruning to make it not just a jungle and a bush. So when people look at it, they will see that it is a nice looking garden bonsai, as it were, but in the cascade style. So that is the main trunk. I can always make a head with this over here. Bits of rock. I'm wearing the left-hand glove in case the saw slips and I might cut my hand. I had a bad experience last Friday when I cut the tip of my right forefinger, so I've got to be extra careful and vigilant. You must be wondering what goes through my mind when I'm cutting all this. So the thing I'm looking for really is to show the trunk. As I've always said, as long as you can show the trunk, it will cease to look like just an ordinary bush. It will become like a bonsai. Again, less is more, so I will not completely denude the tree, but again I'm looking for interesting twisting trunk lines. Look at all that. So I ask myself, do I need it or not? So where I can cut some off, I will. Now this branch here is so long. If I let it overhang that, it will look odd. So I will cut it off here. Put it up there and just have that little bit. Everything else below I will get rid of. Look at all the pine needles. You can't see anything, and all the other branches die because these needles just keep falling on top of the old branches and nothing grows underneath. Branches are so long that I've got to trace where they originate from. This one is going back on itself, so do I need this? Probably not. Shoot and it will bud back. Very long, I don't need it that long. In fact, I should have trimmed it while it was growing, but I just wanted initially to cover the bank of this pond, so I never bothered about trimming it. But nothing is ever lost, because the longer I left this tree, the thicker the trunk became, and it became more gnarled and twisted. Although if I had put some wire on, I could have controlled the direction of the growth. Some of these more branches. See that one? lots of ferns that grow on it, which I have to get rid of, because when the ferns start growing, they hide the branches and it doesn't allow light to get into the plant, and this poor tree suffers as a result. I bet a lot of bonsai people looking at this would give their right arm to put this up to make a bonsai, but I will probably not do that. Now this branch is very low, it's not doing anything, so let me, as I say, get rid of it, bite the bullet. In fact, if you went collecting and did the collecting in 2 stages, this is what you would do the first year. That means trim the branches back, trim the roots, and then dig it out. Don't do it all in one go. Now that's another weird branch which is going nowhere. So you can see how the structure of this tree is evolving. This was a branch I had trimmed 2 years ago. It was too long, so I just trimmed it back. So that could have come off, it's doing nothing. There's another branch which is doing nothing, so let's get rid of this one. This I had trimmed also several years ago. Now this whole branch, that certainly is pretty US. Look at it, all wood, firewood. Another bit of firewood here. So in fact, this branch going up is quite interesting. So let me cut this off. Right. These silky saws are really lovely. They're not cheap though. We pay about £60 for each. So you can see the structure of the tree coming. While talking of trimming these plants, I do teach the students at the Royal Horticultural Society's garden at Wisley how to trim the conifers. So every 2 years I teach the students or the staff at Wisley how to trim. Now because this is such a lovely branch here, I don't want to hide the branch, so I'm going to take some more off. So in the space of about 20 minutes I've already done so much. I've taken about half the tree back. As some of you may have noticed, I work very fast. I'm a fast worker. I don't hang about. Sometimes when I go to customers' place and they say, oh, you only did half an hour's work. But they don't realize that what I do in half an hour would probably take a guy about 1 or 2 days to do. I'm not boasting, it's just a matter of fact. Just got a nice line, so I'm trimming that. By tipping it back, I'm going to get more bud back in the old wood. So you've seen already how I've tidied this tree up just by taking out what I consider to be unnecessary branches, and then you can now see the beauty of the rockery. If I maintain this tree like this, it will look a darn sight more attractive than digging it up and making a bonsai. I've got so many bonsai after all, why do I need another one? So this is how this is appearing. I've got to show the trunk and the head much more. So whenever you have a big task, don't be phased. If you take it a step at a time, you will get there. So don't be impatient. You will always get there in the end. Beautiful trunk there. It's hidden by all the debris. Let's see what's going on here. I think this trunk probably doesn't need to be there. Branches that are very straight and don't have much character or interest, I'm going to take off. A lot of dead branches because they don't get light, poor branches. So they just die from lack of light. Look at all the pine needles. Make lovely compost. But in this garden of ours, there are a lot of what we call field or grass snakes, and they live in the rocks. So I hope they won't come out and bite me. So you can see the beautiful elbow there. I'm going to just trim this back a little more, let the young shoots go. Now this is a bit congested, so let's see what I can get rid of. Pine debris, 20 years of needles. Look at that beautiful curve there. Now hidden behind all this debris for a second. Trying to create a little head for this pine. So I'm just clearing the debris. Such a lot of pine litter, we call it litter. And this interesting branch has nice curves in it, but this bit doesn't. So this will come off. Don't need that. This also is dead. These are all dead. Beautiful branch, but it's in the wrong place. So in case you are wondering what goes through my mind, I'm still looking to show the trunk. To show the trunk as much as possible. Now the crown or the top is the tricky part. I don't want to waste the branches because I might wire some of the top to make it like a head for the cascade. So I've got to be careful what I cut off now. in case I cut off the wrong ones. You can see a lot of debris there. Look at that. Now all these little branches here, they're doing nothing, they're just hiding the beautiful trunk lines. Amazing how they bud back, don't they? Still searching for the main trunk line. See some of the branches that I don't need. Now you can see that beautiful trunk over there. I've still got to show some more. There's quite a lot hidden. I bet someone will make an offer to buy this tree, to dig it up. It's amazing. After I did quite a few trees, I have mail from all over the world asking if they can buy it. That privet that I did with the fat trunk, I had about 5 inquiries to buy that tree. But I may not sell it because money is not the object. So there's still some straight branches. If we now come to the top, we can see more of what I'm doing here. You can see this lovely top that I've created now. Just thinning it gradually. So that could be made into a top, I reckon. So another good view is from here. No, I don't think this branch does anything unless I just get it to bud back. I don't think I need this one. So the main trunk is over here. I'll take another shot in the evening when the light is shining the other way. But you can now see the trunk line here. This is going to be interesting there. And I'll just get it to bud back along the trunk. The main character of the tree is almost like a windswept this way. So this branch is doing nothing. So I'm going to cut this one off. Don't need this one. This one I may leave for a while and maybe get it to go back that way. But I think I've got rid of that, so the tree is coming this way. I'll take a shot in the evening when the light is coming from the other direction. So that is what? Good half-hour's work, if that. So we got rid of, I would say, 80% of the tree. Back to basics. more you look, the more blemishes, isn't it? This I don't think we need, do you? Tell?
So,
This one?
no, I don't know, it looks nice.
Huh?
But you can really get.
Yeah, these will bud back. These will bud back. You can sometimes break the branch and make it bend. Partly cut it and make it bend. The trunk is quite amazing. So this is what the waterfall looks like. There is actually a waterfall beside this Mugo pine. This I made in 1991 when I constructed this garden. And this waterfall and the Mugo pine was all part of it. You can hear the waterfall. And this is a close-up of the pine, the big trunks, and I think I'll leave it in the rockery for now. Who knows? I might take it out one day, but for now I will leave it. It's got beautiful sweeping lines. The trunk comes back on itself like a hairpin, and it goes along this way. It's still every bit about, I would say about 8 foot across. So it's too big for a bonsai anyway, but it'll be nice in the rockery. So what the hell, we'll keep it here. And on another day, when I feel like it, I will tackle this beast. This is a massive pine. This is, I would say, 12 foot across. I'm not exaggerating. It is absolutely massive. It is just one tree, but I think I need to deal with it. When I get into the mood, I will look at it again.